So, this is what we ended up in the previous clip of how to code in Java. We're going to add in some arithmetic now. We have to add in numbers, because numbers can be used in computers to do maths and arithmetic and things like that. We'll also add in the concept of algebra as well. Initially, I'll take what I have here just now and I'll change it. I'll delete what's there within the double quotes and I'll just type in 20. Right? And on the next line there, I'll delete what's in double quotes there. I'll type in 21. Just some random numbers to see what happens. I'm going to execute this and see what appears. So it's shown me the actual numbers 20 and 21. So let's go back up and look again. So now print ln takes a new line. So 20 appears in the first line, then it takes a new line, and then this one here, it takes one line but doesn't press enter, and then it shows 21. So it's accepted these two things as numbers. Right? So as far as it's concerned, because it's not got quotes around about it, as long as I put in things that look like numbers, it's okay. Let's test this even further. I'll put one with a decimal point in it, and I'll try and execute that. That works as well. So it's accepted the fact that's a number with a decimal point, and it's had 3 values to the right of the decimal point to display. Let's go back up and change this now. What I'm going to do here is I'll put a, just get rid of that there, and there. What I'll do is I'll put this in like that and see what it does. Now look at this, JDiddle's recoloured this section here, so it's identified as quotes there now. Let's test what happens. And again, it works, but although it looks like numbers there, we scroll back up, it's treating it like text. So I couldn't do any maths on 20.23 at the moment because it thinks that's text because I put quotes in. Whereas 21 is definitely a number. It's interesting how this JDiddle system recolours things so you can see what different things might be. So let's add in something brand new. I'm going to go up here and type in int. Now int stands for integer, and an integer is a whole number. So let's make a note of that. Put a little comment in. Right, so an integer is a whole number. Now I want to remember something. I'm going to make it straightforward enough. I want to remember my age at the time. Now I could write this in, age equals 48, semicolon. Right, that's one way of writing it, but I don't like the look of it. I don't like this thing called age. Now age, I am actually 48 years old at the moment making this video, but saying age is not the proper way of coding things. You have to give things names, and age is a name of something. It's the age of me, which is 48. But I need to change this to this instead. age. I put an I in the front to represent the fact I'm using an integer, lowercase it. Then I uppercase every word, just the first letter of every word. So I age, right? Or I could put an I age right now. That's okay as well. So the I at the beginning and then age right now. So right now I'm 48 years old and this is, well, I'm not 49 yet, but will be this year in 2018. So it says 48 there. So I basically used a bit of algebra as well. If you look at it closely, I've got an equal sign in. I've got a value to the right, and then a place to hold it on the left. And that's very much like saying something like this. Z equals X plus Y. I mean, that looks like algebra there. So the line above it is very similar to algebra. So I'm saying this thing called age right now is 48 years old. That's the first thing. I'll put another one in. Int age in 10 years equals. Now, how old am I in 10 years' time? I'm 48 at the moment. I just have to do the maths and say 58. That's correct. But what I've really done there is I've done some mental maths with my own brain, but instead I want the software, the program, or the computer or device to do the work for me. I could say this, 48 plus 10, but again, I'm doing a bit of work for it. Let's remove that and say this instead, age right now plus 10. So I've put in some more algebra. I've got a brand new place called age in 10 years which has to hold some sort of value, and inside that I've said it is equal to the age right now plus 10. Age right now is 48, we know that. And if you add 10 to that, it gives you 58. But what's happening here is we're telling the software, the code, to do this for us. What I want to do now is show this information on the screen. Now I could say this, I age right now, and that will tell me the age I am just now. And the other one, I age in 10 years. And again, that'll appear on the screen as well. So let's execute it and see what it does. So now it says 48 and 58. Now that's what I'm looking for, that's the answers. But in reality, it's not much of a sentence. It doesn't really signify what's happening. So I'm going to alter those two that appear on the screen to make it look like sentences. So, at the beginning, I want to say this. My age right now is, then put the quote in, so that's the text. Then a space, then a plus, then a space. What it'll do here is, it'll show this information one after the other. It'll show the text my age right now is, plus this little space I've built into the actual text. And then it'll show me the age right now. And in the next line, I want to say something else. In 10 years, I will be aging 10 years. So some more text and some more messages. Time to execute this to see what happens. So now it says, my age right now is 48, in 10 years I will be 58. Now that's quite close to a sentence there, but I don't like the end part. I want to show more. I think I want to say things like years old at the end of both lines. To go back to the first line, and then I can type more stuff, years old, even a full stop. And then the one below that, same idea, years old. Oh, not old. Again, I've built a space in here and a space in there. That way the numbers aren't joined together to the text. Now obviously I scroll to the right there, so use my scroll bar to the left, you can see more stuff. I'll put it about there so you can see most of it. Time to execute it again, just to see what happens. So my age right now is 48 years old. In 10 years I will be 58 years old. So we're taking the basics of these integers that are whole numbers. We've used a bit of algebra as well. There we go, lots of algebra there. And then we've combined the answers, so these places here that hold the answers, along with text to formulate and produce proper sentences.